would say the major players of the fandom menace don't have to watch the show, can know enough about the information, know enough information to actually give a very good analytical speculation and say, guys, I'm not watching the show. You shouldn't watch the show. Okay. But we'll talk about the quality of art in this way. Now, ultimately, I don't think that would help the cause either, but it is certainly much better than hate watching it. I'm not understanding why people are watching it. They're saying, like, I'm taking the bullet, guys, so you don't have to. I'm like, everyone's watching it with you because they're part of your community. They're part of your community. They're like, oh, wasn't this thing right here so stupid? I know, I'm right on board with you. It's like, don't watch it. You can speculate. You can speculate about things that you hear, but don't watch it. Don't watch the show. You know it's going to be bad. And you probably have more than enough information online to have a very good, proper analytical speculation of stuff. Don't watch the show. Don't take days off your life watching these things. I'm serious when I say that. I think people get stressed by the poor quality of shows, you know. And I wouldn't say poor quality should ultimately stress you out, but I actually do think people get depressed with what's being produced, but they still watch it anyway. It's like, and then we've seen the shenanigans with Disney recently, blatantly, purposefully, to get the traction, purposefully downright insult people, and they're like, oh, that's so terrible. I'm not this. I gotta watch episode 4 now. Why would you watch something from a company produced by a company that insults you? Like, don't you have any integrity? Yes, if I know how the scene goes, if I know how the dialogue is, I don't need to actually watch it. Blows my mind that people insist otherwise. Oh yeah, you're talking about people who would watch it. Yeah, I don't mind these YouTubers speculating and talking about bad art and good art and what that is, but don't feel like I have to maintain my integrity to watch it, so I'm truthful about my analysis of it. No. No, not at all. If you know enough about the good stuff, like I know enough about good Star Wars to know where I can counter with the new stuff, never watching this stuff. Yes, Prof gets his theme of his channel is consume stories responsibly. Don't consume trash just because it's new, but many simply can't walk away. They are addicted to being fans. Incarnate, was it you or the other guy who responded to my comment? If it was you made a really good point that people want change in the entertainment industry, but they're not willing to make the sacrifice. The people on YouTube are not willing to lose money on their channels, and they're not willing to use views on their channels, and they're not willing to stop watching this stuff because bashing new content is entertaining. Admit it. And I admit that, okay? I confess that. Like, I can confess, oh my gosh, this releases a new, level of dopamine by being in a community that bashes bad art. I get it. I get it. But the sacrifice is, can you withdraw? Can you abstain from, if you're a YouTube channel with a huge following who people lean on your every word, can you abstain from watching it? And can you graciously ask other people to abstain, and thereby giving Disney not relevance and fuel, but irrelevance? But people are not willing to make that sacrifice. They want their views. They want to grow their YouTube channels, and they want to get their super chats and stuff like that. I hate saying that. I hate saying that because I feel like if my video or if my channel was monetized, where would I be in that position? It'd be very, very tempting to make money off of YouTube by talking about this stuff. But you know what? I don't mind people saying, you know what, this is who I am. But don't complain about the bad art, and don't complain how evil it is if you're not willing to make the sacrifice and abstain from watching it. People say, I'm going to be so mad if this happens. It's like Disney loves it. Disney loves your rage. Disney loves your outrage. Disney loves you getting so worked up. That's what they're going for. And they don't care that you're mad. They don't care that you're going to say the worst things about them. They don't care. First of all, they think you're beneath them. And secondly, it's like, cool, more publicity for us. It's like, yeah. So I would really challenge, like, if I had the option of talking to these YouTubers, I would really challenge them saying, hey, you can talk about the show via speculation of what you're hearing and what you're reading, but don't watch it. Don't watch it, and just graciously encourage, or dissuade, I should say, graciously dissuade your audience also not to watch it, because you're not going to see the change with the YouTube industry. You're not going to see the change you want to see with Disney with the current YouTube industry. The more you want your views and the more you want your ad revenue, the more you're going to fuel Disney's purpose and intention. The more you're going to fuel their fire. The more that they will never stop doing their wickedness. The people over at Disney will never stop from their blatant evil and wickedness, so long as people keep giving them free publicity. Now, people could say, Michelle, you're doing the same thing, or Sound Engraver. My name isn't Michelle, it's Sound Engraver. You can call me Michelle. You're doing the same thing. I was like, well, yeah, but I'm not watching the shows. If you're a YouTuber and say, you know what, this is our channel, this is my channel, this is what I do here, this is what we do here, and say, listen, we hate what Disney is doing, but we're gonna say what's wrong with it, and we acknowledge that this is not going to change anything. But the people who say we're gonna bash Disney and make them pay and make them see the change that we want to bring into the world, it's like, you're fooling yourselves. Disney is not going to change. The one thing that can make Disney change for good or perish is irrelevance. I don't see that happening in my lifetime, if I'm perfectly honest. I have hope. Actually, no, no, no. I have hope to see that in my lifetime, to make Disney completely irrelevant. I think people can bash entertainment for so long before they really understand that it depresses them. I think between 5 and 10 years, even the YouTubers will say, you know what? I'm making money doing this. I'm getting my views, but it's not changing anything. And I think honest people, even YouTubers who have a huge following, if they're honest and that if they have integrity, they're going to see the repercussions of what it does to their psychology, what it does to their emotions, and they're going to say, you know what, we're bringing about nothing. We're fueling Disney with our responses. We got to actually let Disney go. We got to do a complete withdrawal. We can't touch it. We can't watch it. And you know what? Maybe we can't even talk about it. But that's not going to happen probably for another 5 to 10 years. And even then, Disney will not be irrelevant. Why? Because they're doing all these political shenanigans that get people talking about them again. Disney is going to pull publicity stunt after publicity stunt after this whole Kenobi controversy. They're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep reacting to it. Well, I'll try to be good. But they're going to keep doing it. They're going to get their reaction. They're going to get their money. They don't have to pay any money for marketing because they got the reaction. They stuck it to those people again. Ha ha. And they triumphed. They won. Disney won. Abysmal Dragon Slayer, good to see you. Some people purposely write things badly just to get a reaction. Exactly. That is the nature of our times in the entertainment world today. One of the showrunners on Star Trek Discovery said he made decisions just to tick off old fans. Yeah, I had heard that was true with Wheel of Time. That's going to be true with Rings of Power. That's true with all of it. They're writing these things to get a reaction. People say, oh, these guys are so incompetent. I'm like, no, I think they're very competent. I think they're very competent in producing bad art. It's like, well, how are you competent in producing bad art? Because they're strategic about it. They're purposeful. They have purpose. They're very intentional about producing a specific thing for a specific effect. It takes a degree of skill and competence to get just that. And you're right about that. It's hard to imagine Disney failing, but it's not beyond the scope of possibility. We could be heading for a magnificent renaissance. I use that word a lot, actually, renaissance, and a profound spiritual movement after we persevere. Couldn't have said it better myself. Oh yeah, so you saw that. Okay, right on. Just as KK is not the source of Star Wars woes, Disney is not is not responsible for its success. Fans, whatever that ultimately means, pull the trigger over and over and over again. Yeah, my prof and I, we kind of laugh in a kind of, we're not bothered by it because we have all these great things like books and comics and television shows from the past. We actually go to the old stuff for our entertainment. But sometimes he and I tease each other. It's like we're gonna be old and gray in our 90s, and people are still gonna be going like, "Oh, Disney," with their canes and their wheelchairs. They're like, "Oh, it's gonna get better, guys, if we just hold on." We're gonna be in our 90s, and that's gonna be the case.